Hi there guys, I'm Chris Bowden. Welcome back to the set where today we're actually going to be working on this half of the room. We're going to be installing a big monitor. We're going to have a monitor here that's a blocking monitor. We'll get into what that means. We're going to have a camera set up here, a teleprompter, probably a dedicated computer for the teleprompter and the monitor. And we're going to get this all set up. I may have to add in a webcam, or I might be able to work some really cool magic and make that happen with some electronics. We'll see how that works. But the idea is that from this vantage point, you'll be looking at the screen, the lectern, all that, and you'll be able to have everything all set up. But we really just need to do a lot of work and install a lot of stuff, including a custom-made mount to hold the camera, teleprompter, all that. I have to engineer something because I don't want to just put a tripod here, because a tripod takes up a huge amount of space. I want to have something that's nice and tight to the wall, because the rest of this room has to be used for stuff like storage and a small workbench area. So I'm really limited. Everything that I do here has to fit tight to the wall, and as tight as possible, and under this monitor. So I'm not going to do anything that gets any wider than the actual blocking monitor, which is a big ass flat panel screen, but it's still, we're gonna be very limited to about this wide. Okay, so we get about, what, 4 feet-ish, about 4, maybe 4.5 feet. So that's our entire space. We're gonna build this whole rig and fit it into 4 feet. Follow along and enjoy the show. So you can spend a ridiculous amount of money buying various flavors of stud sensors, stud finder, all that jazz. I don't own one. I might own one, but I've never really had good luck with them. What I have had excellent luck with is a handful of small, cheap magnets and a bit of blue tape. Take a couple magnets, put them side by side like that, and then you can, because the tape is floppity, this won't find the studs, but what it will do is find the steel screws that are going into the studs. So you can just work this around on your wall. And when it locks, hey, there's a screw there. Okay, it's that easy. You just whiz by it. Oh, there's a screw. So now I know there's a stud here, which sucks because it's just over from where I need it to be. But now that I found a stud, I grab a magnet with one hand, like a boss. So you grab a magnet, move that out of the way, move that out of the way, and where the magnet sits, the screw is. So now I know there's a stud there. So realistically, if I go 16 inches over in this direction, ish, there, oh, hey, magically, another one. So we grab another magnet. This is really hard to do with one hand. Okay, so there's 2 studs. I'm gonna do this and find, I don't know, 3 of them. I wanna find one stud that way, and because I gotta be on the center line. We're also gonna mark the center line out bigger, but yeah, we'll figure this out and figure out where to mount our screen. So I shoot a laser beam from across the room, and I hit right down the middle of 2 magnets. I can set these 2 magnets aside and just draw a pencil line right on the wall, which is fine. And that'll show me a stud right the way down. I'm not gonna do this in Sharpie, I'm just gonna do this in pencil. It'll give me a good mark where that stud line is. And now I'm gonna repeat that for 1, 2, 3 more studs because, well, these 2 are sistered right next to each other. That's all of our layout and marking done. We now know where all of our studs go. So the next step is to open up the mount, figure out how to assemble this and where it goes. 28 by 49. Drill your first hole. You got it all laid out. You got a rough idea where you're going, but drill your first hole. Don't drill anything else yet. Just your first hole. Watch. Get your screw, put your washer on it. Make sure this is right way up because I don't know why, but they seem to have a preference. Make sure you're in the right hole in the frame, and then run your screw in. So, hold that there. Now you don't want to go all the way down, but you want to be pretty close. Now, before you drill your next screw, because if this is level, the screen will be level. So before you drill the hole for your next screw, get this where you want it. Which I'm happy to report is exactly where I marked it. That is the crappiest Chinesium cheese grade drill bit ever. So we're gonna move that out of the way. Drill our hole all the way in because we know we're gonna use 3 inches of that bolt. Okay, get a washer on our screw. Get that all ready to go. Just set it right here. Because this is a thing where a helper would be really handy, but if you're doing it solo, so get good bubble right where you want it. Okay, now on our instance, we're actually off the center line because this doesn't have a hole in the middle for a stud. Like it's out on 2 studs, and I'm centered like an inch off of 1 stud, and I can't put this in the middle of our setup where we want it. So we're gonna be over a little bit. And I'm just gonna get this pretty centered between these 2 studs. And we're nice and level. That's in. That's in. Good bubble. So now we can set our other 2. And we know that we're nice and level. All right, so that's all in. Another bolt, another washer. Beautiful. Final check. Damn, I could be on the internet. Look at that. I got skills. Okay. So that's sorted. Now the next step is to hang a big ass monitor on it. And for this, I'll need a friend. I'm on, you on? We're in. I think we're good. Yay! It didn't fall down. That was cool. Look at that, big ass screen. Okay, so that's our beginning. I'm gonna get up, double check everything, make sure it's all good, because I'm gonna spend all day working under it, and it'd really suck if it fell on my head. No, I think we're good there. You know, it would have been really cool if I'd remembered to put the power plug in the back before I hung it on the damn wall. Fuck. No, Steven's still on. Hang on. Don't pull out. There you go. All right, now catch it. Okay. We're on Moose's side. We're on Steven's side. Come on down. Hey, power's up. All right, so that sorts the screen out. That's all done. This is future me. I'm jumping back because I wanted to cover some of this before we get into the next video. So there's the set, and as we look at the room there, you can see the relationship of the lectern, the set, and the blocking monitor. Now there's actually a couple monitors here. We'll talk about this in the next episode. This is what a blocking monitor does. The purpose of that monitor out there is so that from my position here, I can look out and see myself. So let's take a minute using a different blocking monitor that's already up and running and explore that. Usually when you watch my videos, you're used to seeing me from this particular angle, either because that's where I hold the blog camera or because that's the blocking monitor I'm facing. The camera I look at in the room when I'm in here is right there behind that prompter. Wow, look at the dust on that. Can you tell we're not in production yet? I have a big monitor right up there on the wall, and that lets me see my blocking, the composition of my picture. It lets me see how this is going to look on camera without having to wait until I'm in the editing bay to start seeing this stuff. Now, if you watch the videos, especially like the robot series, stuff like that, I do a lot of fussy stuff where I'm working really uptight on the bench. Well, I've got a couple things here. I'm letting you into secret movie magic. This is gonna be all wrong right now because we're not set up for production yet, but I'll give you an idea. On my workbench is a big blue rectangle. That big blue rectangle is not properly aligned right now, but normally when we're all set up, it's why I'm in the wrong spot on the picture there too. When everything's set up, this table is aligned to this camera rig up in the ceiling, and this work together on that screen, and you can see that? That tells you it's not in the right spot. All right, fine, give me a moment. If you're gonna make a video about shit, you should at least have it set up right before you start rolling cameras so that people can see the way it's supposed to be, or at least really close. Whose bright idea was it to move a big ass transformer there? Yeah, I'll leave it like that so I show a little bit. From your perspective, in the middle of the thing, you can notice you're looking right up the lens of the camera. From the camera's perspective, you're looking down. I zoomed out a hair, but you can see that we line up on the blue tape. This is spiking tape or spike tape. This tells me where I have to have something like that if I want to have it in the shot when I'm working. Now, I can just look down here and I know that the picture here is pretty much the picture they're going to have in the final video. And if I look up there, I see that's my picture. So that's my picture. Ish. Okay, and we'll zoom in a little bit there. Zoom with your feet. So that's my picture, roughly. And that's my picture. And this is why if you watch like the robot series or pretty much anything where I'm working in close-up on the table, you'll frequently see me go like this to address camera when I'm talking to you, and I'm looking off at the camera and I can see myself up there, but I'm not really looking at that image except when I'm first setting stuff up. And then sometimes you'll see me go, okay, or I'll be looking down and then I'll go up like this. And when you see me look up like this, I'm looking at that blocking monitor. And the monitor gives me my blocking, so where things are. The tape gives me my spiking, and spiking is you have to have this here if you want it to be on camera. This spiking is this is where it's supposed to be. Blocking is that's what you got. That's the picture. Okay, so spiking and blocking work together. They're kind of interchangeable, but they're not. If you have a blocking monitor to show you that's what you look like. You have spiking tape, which I don't. I do not have spiking tape, but I could. If you ever go on a set or if you ever go on stage or anything like that, you'll frequently see little X's of tape and stuff like that on the stage. That's spike tape, and that means stand here, dumbass, because that's where you need to be. So I don't have spike tape, but maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll get there. But yeah, that's the basics of what a blocking monitor is and what it's for and why. And that's the reason why there's a really big screen there, there's a really big screen there, and there's a really big screen there. Another screen that you're gonna see come in, and it'll actually show the same as the big one up there. I'm going to mount a small screen right here. Maybe I'll even fill in that fucking hole that I left when I put the light in the wrong spot. So I'm gonna put a screen here so that if I'm doing the weatherman kind of thing where you're like, yes, and this, because this to me is just a big green screen. Hey, funny, huh? So I can't see anything on this, but I have the ability to superimpose things over it in real time. Usually the production videos that I make here, all the green screen stuff is done in post-production. But if I'm doing a live stream or something like that, I have the ability to key things in real time, but I still can't see them. I still just see a green wall. Your weatherman does exactly this. If you ever watch a weatherman on TV, they look over here or they're looking at the camera, okay? If they're looking at the camera, they're like, yeah, and this thing right here, and da-da-da. They're not looking at the camera, they're looking at a prompter or a blocking monitor so that they can see a post-processed image. You'll also frequently see them look straight to the side, okay? And they'll look out there and they'll point over here. If you watch really close, you'll see this all the time. They'll be looking 90 degrees off and they'll be pointing over here, but not looking at their hand. Normally a human would look at their hand, be like, yeah, go here and here and here and here. They don't, they're looking off to the side because right there is where they would have a monitor. And I'm going to hang a monitor right here so that I can have a sight line off to the side and have a monitor here. And this monitor will show the exact same thing as that monitor, except much smaller. So that's the plan. Also, this is my test target for green screen production. She's been very helpful. So there you go. That's episode 10. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for learning some stuff. I don't know. Go nuts. Smash the like button, subscribe, do whatever the hell you want. I don't really care. If you're into this kind of thing, you're digging it. And if you're not into building green screens and video production, then you're probably not even watching 10 videos into a series on building a green screen. What kind of a nerd are you? You're my kind of nerd, aren't you? Yeah. You're just watching this. You're not even building a green screen. You're just watching this because it's neat. Because you're like, let's make big, cool shit and put it on the internet because it's neat. Look at that. Look at that. You haven't even seen this part yet. See that? It works. It works. I got to fix a thing. But see, this isn't even in episode 10. This hasn't even happened yet. You're looking at the fucking future, man. Look at that. That's the future right there. You haven't even seen all this yet. But now you know it comes out pretty sexy. And we'll get to that in episode 11. You guys have fun. I'll see you next time.